Our film begins during World War II with a boy named Angus. Angus loves the sea, but is afraid to go near it, always imagining that if he enters the water he will drown and no one will be able to save him. He loves collecting seashells, just as he used to do with his father. He finds a large yet surprisingly lightweight rock and decides to keep it. His mother, Anne, arrives to take him home. He goes to the house's storage room to put away his shells and the large rock. He starts examining the rock, finding that it is peeling, has a strange color, and a slimy, whitish substance is dripping from it. His mother calls for him, and he leaves. The rock moves slightly after he is gone. Night falls, and the wind is so strong that it blows open the storage room door. Angus goes down to the storage room but finds the egg has fallen and broken on the floor. He starts to sense movement around him and hears things falling. He follows the sound and the breaking objects until he finds a strange, small creature hiding from him. Angus tries to reach out his hand to it, but the creature, scared, tries to bite him. Angus runs to the kitchen and gets a knife and potato to offer to the creature, hoping it will eat. The creature begins to eat and allows him to touch it without biting. Angus notices the creature is wounded on its back and rushes to get the first aid kit to treat it. He leaves it in the storage room and returns to his own room so his mother won't notice he was delayed in the storage room. The next day, he wakes up to the sound of an army troop stationed at the entrance of their house. Captain Thomas knocks on their door and tells them that the troop will be staying in their garden for a limited time, according to command center orders, and only the officers will sleep inside the house. Angus goes to his father's library, takes a dictionary, and heads to the storage room to check on Crusoe. He finds it eating his father's shoe and realizes it is hungry. He goes up to the kitchen, takes a basket of scraps, and gives it to Crusoe to eat. They decide to name the creature Crusoe after the author of his father's favorite book. Angus opens the dictionary to find out what kind of creature Crusoe is, but he can't find any specific type. After Crusoe finishes eating, Angus tries to touch its skin, but finds it very dry and in need of water. He pours water on Crusoe in the basket, and the creature becomes happy and enjoys swimming in the water. Angus starts to care for Crusoe and play with him. One day, his mother looks for him because she wants to tell him something about his father. She meets Lewis, the new housekeeper, and Anne asks him to start cleaning the storage room because she suspects her son is raising an animal there, and pets are forbidden in the house. Lewis starts cleaning the storage room, and Angus sees him dumping the water Crusoe is in, but the creature is not in the water. Angus asks Lewis what he is doing in his father's storage room, and Lewis tells him he is cleaning it on his mother's orders. Angus goes out to look for Crusoe everywhere until night. Crusoe has grown in size and is now inside Angus's house. The troop's cook's dog, named Strong, chases after him, but the dog is tied to the stove and ruins the kitchen because it pulls the rope hard while chasing Crusoe. Strong has to lock the dog inside the storage room until Angus hears his sister screaming as she runs out of the bathroom. He realizes Crusoe is upstairs. He rushes to her before she tells anyone and explains everything, showing her that Crusoe is not harmful. He wonders how the creature grew so fast. Kristie promises not to tell anyone. The next day, Anne goes to give Lewis her husband's old clothes. Lewis thanks her and says he will thank him when he returns. But Anne says her husband will not return because he drowned with his ship a year ago, and her son does not know the news of his father's death yet. She tells him the bathroom needs fixing, and he goes up to repair it. Angus and Kristie are in the bathroom and try to prevent Lewis from entering, but they can't. He sees Crusoe. After calming down, he tells them that it resembles a water horse, a rare mythical animal that very few people have ever seen in reality. The legends say that it is both male and female at the same time, and when it grows up, it mates only once before dying. They all hide in the bathroom until Anne comes looking for them. Lewis is compelled to keep the secret from their mother as well, and he agrees. They tell their mother they are helping Lewis fix the bathroom pipes. They manage to hide Crusoe and keep the secret. While the army is having a feast in the house, Angus leaves the bathroom and forgets to close the door behind him. Crusoe exits the bathroom and the dog is loose in the house. The dog starts breaking everything around it to get to Crusoe. It goes downstairs next to the dining room where the officers and Anne are gathered. Crusoe enters running under the table, and the dog jumps over the table, ruining the feast. Crusoe leaves the house, escapes the dog, and jumps into the fountain filled with fish. He keeps eating them until sunrise. Lewis finds that Crusoe's size has increased since the last time he saw him. They are forced to put him in a car and take him to the nearest lake, realizing that hiding him in the house is now impossible. After Angus returns home, he finds that his mother has asked Captain Thomas to train him with the army and the troop so that he can keep busy. Angus remains busy with the training and cannot go to see Crusoe, who keeps waiting for him. Eventually, Angus manages to escape from Thomas and goes to the lake where Crusoe is. He sits waiting for him, but Crusoe doesn't appear. Angus takes a boat and goes to the middle of the lake, and Crusoe appears behind him. Crusoe is now huge and enormous from all the eating that he has been doing in the lake. Crusoe wants to play with him like before. He climbs onto his back, and Crusoe carries him through the water. Angus is terrified because he is afraid of the water, but he gets used to it and continues riding on Crusoe's back. Until Angus notices that the lake is closed off with a large military net. After they finish playing, they return Crusoe to the shore. Before Crusoe goes underwater, Strong notices him in the water. Angus returns home and tells Lewis and Kristie what happened, extremely happy. The next day, Thomas takes them all to show them the army's work on the hill and the troops' plan to strike the Germans if they approach the area in the sea. They demonstrate the power of the cannons and conduct a live experiment, firing rockets at the lake where Crusoe is. Angus is terrified in the lake and tries to stop them, but fails. The rockets are fired. Because Angus was close to the rockets and was about to get hurt, his mother punishes him and confines him to the house. One of the townspeople, convinced he saw Crusoe once, keeps watching the lake with a photographer to capture him as soon as he appears. But he fails to photograph him. He resorts to fabricating the photo, driven by the pursuit of fame. The photo ends up in the newspapers. Strong sees it and confirms to his colleague Walker that he saw the creature in real life. Walker and Strong decide to hunt Crusoe to become famous as monster killers. At the same time, Angus escapes from the house to check on Crusoe after the attack. Lewis goes with him. They reach the lake shore and Angus keeps calling for him until Crusoe emerges. Crusoe tries to attack them and Lewis saves Angus. Lewis realizes that after what happened, Crusoe has become a wild animal and attacks anyone because he thinks they will harm him. Angus is upset that he lost his friend and returns home, but he hears the sound of Strong's dog and knows someone is looking for Crusoe to hunt him. Indeed, Walker and Strong are looking for Crusoe until he attacks them. They report to the command center that they are under attack in the lake and want all rockets to be fired there to save them. However, their boat flips over near the shore. Crusoe is about to eat Strong after Walker ran to the shore and escaped in fear, but Angus tries to prevent Crusoe from killing him. Angus goes into the water until he drowns. Crusoe throws Strong away and dives down to save Angus from drowning. Lewis manages to revive him. Thomas and Anne arrive and see the water horse in front of them. Anne is shocked that her son was not lying or imagining. But suddenly, rockets are fired at the lake based on the boat's distress call before it capsized. Angus tries to make Crusoe escape far from the rockets and rides on him to guide him to the path that will lead him out of the lake and away from the firing range. Because the weather is stormy and the rain is heavy, Thomas cannot cancel the orders via the radio. The surveillance soldiers report seeing something resembling a submarine periscope. They mistake it for a German submarine coming to attack them, but it is actually Crusoe's head. The firing continues on Crusoe and Angus, and the net is raised higher to prevent the submarine, Crusoe, from crossing it. Thomas and Anne are riding a boat behind Angus to save him if he drowns. Angus decides to leave Crusoe so he can hide underwater away from the firing. He goes to his mother on the boat, but Crusoe dives underwater and manages to leap higher than the net, landing on it so hard that it is torn out of the tower it was anchored to. Crusoe escapes to the sea, finally free. Angus sees him for the last time swimming in the sea at sunrise, as if saying goodbye to his only friend.